Hey guys, how are you? In today's video, we are going to answer some really good questions and a couple hate comments that I get that I see often in my comment section. I don't want to call them hate comments, they're just a bunch of people that have been, fed the same line of red meat is bad for you and make sure you eat your fiber, so they don't even know what the heck they're talking about, but because they've been told these lines over and over again, they assume it's true. They assume it is a fact. So when they see my information and it, confuses them, they think I'm in the wrong, so I'm going to debunk some of them. Also, if I answer your question with a little bit of sass, understand that I'm not trying to judge you in any kind of way. My anger is coming from a place of love because we should have known this already. We should know these things by now, and the fact that it is not common knowledge is really frustrating to me. So when you guys ask me a question and I seem kind of agitated about it, it's not directed at you, it's directed at the evil brainwashing that's been going on to make you pay lots of money for the skincare products, for the diet foods, for the diet pills, all these scams that could have been easily fixed with the proper human diet. So first question is, what do you think about eating mushrooms? There's also protein in it. So here is the thing about plant-based protein. You see some vegan protein powders, or pea protein, or lentils have protein, beans have protein. Number one thing you need to know about plant-based protein: it is not bioavailable to the human body, okay? You are not going to be absorbing that protein because in that plant, they come with a lot of different chemicals that prevent you from absorbing the protein as well as the other nutrients that these plants are supposed to have. So that plant does not want you to get the protein. It does not want you to get the vitamin K. It doesn't want you to get all these other nutrients that plants are supposed to have. It is locked with other chemicals. This is why when we eat plants, beans, whatever, you have to boil them and cook them for so long to deactivate those anti-nutrients, but by the time it's cooked and boiled and whatever, nutrients and anti-nutrients gone, you're just eating mush at that point that just filters through your body, which is why when you eat a lot of fiber, you go to the bathroom more often. Your body's rejecting it all. Your body's saying you ate nothing of substance, nothing of value, so it's going straight to number two. Whereas with carnivore and animal-based, and you're eating all these very nutrient-dense foods, your body absorbs most of it. So instead of you wasting your money on stupid kale salad and literally flushing your money down the toilet, you spend your money on a food that your body absorbs so well that you have less frequent bathroom trips, which is a good thing. It is not healthy to be having a bowel movement 2-3 times a day. That's not normal. Your intestines aren't supposed to be working that often. So yeah, about mushrooms also, basically almost every single species of mushroom is poisonous. If it doesn't kill you, it's gonna make you see rainbows and dragons and make you float in the air and have these crazy visions because you're, poisoned. Your brain is on another level. And so there's only a handful of kinds you can eat that won't kill you or make you see the fourth dimension. And this also applies to every other plant in nature. If you go out on a walk in nature, you don't go eating any leaf, eating any piece of grass, because you know instinctively that most of these plants are poisonous for you. They're going to hurt your gut. The only plants that are safe are the ones in the grocery stores that have been cultivated to be safe to eat, because out in nature there's not that many safe plant options. So yeah, basically every animal on Earth, almost all animals are edible except for a few couple venomous fishes or whatever. But vast majority of plants are deadly. So that just tells you everything you need to know. Also, animals that do eat plants, for example koalas, they eat only one kind of plant. They eat eucalyptus. Pandas only eat bamboo. They don't go eat a variety. They don't eat the rainbow, okay? They don't go eat this whole big variety of plants and whatever. Most animals in nature that do eat plants, they adapt to the poisons in the plant, and the plant makes itself more poisonous. That's how they adapt to each other. So plants get more poisonous to survive, because plants, if you think a plant is just going to stay there and, eat me, no self-defense chemicals in me, I'm safe to eat, just go ahead and eat me. Well, what living creature would do that? Every living organism has some kind of self-defense mechanism. So just think about it logically. An animal's gonna run away from you or try to bite you or whatever. Therefore, since it doesn't contain the self-defense chemical in it, you can eat the animal. Whereas the plants, they give you a rash, they make you itchy. For example, celery juice. If you get celery juice on your skin and you go out in the sun, it gives you a 3rd degree burn. Celery juice burns you, and people are drinking this to like cleanse their insides. Like, you're just wiping out your gut of all the beneficial bacteria in it with some kind of toxic human cultivated plant juice. Why raw meat? I cook mine in tallow. Is there any difference? So if you have not watched my previous video, I made a whole video about why cooking sucks and it's stupid and you don't need to cook your food, especially if it's high quality. Here's the thing. Whenever you put something in heat, it alters it, okay? We are made out of raw muscle meat, not burnt, crispy, charred barbecue. It is very hard for your body to take a burnt, charred material and turn it back into raw material. Very hard, okay? In the process, you are also consuming advanced glycation end products. I talked about this for 40 minutes. I highly recommend you go watch that video instead. A lot of those heat-sensitive vitamins get destroyed. Those very important B vitamins that so many people are deficient in nowadays, they get destroyed in heat. So B6, B12, yeah. Also, the supplements, they don't count, okay? Those little supplements you take. For example, bodybuilders, because their diet is so nutrient devoid, plain white chicken breast, okay, with some arsenic-contaminated white rice, you're not getting much, you're basically getting no nutrients from that food, nothing at all. Oh, but I'm getting carbs and you're eating grains, you're eating medieval peasant food, okay, that slaves ate back in the day so they wouldn't die, to be kept weak enough so that they wouldn't revolt. And then you eat this, chicken that has been pumped with hormones and whatever. And even, so chicken's a really tricky one. You need to make sure you're getting your chicken from a good source, because a lot of them are, pumped with antibiotics, and they, are force-fed and they become huge. Chickens are carnivorous animals. They're supposed to be eating insects and bugs, but we feed them corn and soy to fatten them up quickly. So that's why a lot of chicken is also inflammatory, not good for you. So the mainstream bodybuilder diet of like broccoli, which is a flower. Why are you eating a man-made flower? Very stupid. And so what was I even saying? Oh yeah, so these nutrient-devoid diets that bodybuilders do, they know that they have to supplement their iron, their B12 and vitamin C and whatever. They have to supplement all these things because their diet doesn't contain it. And the thing is about these supplements is that they are the synthetic version of that nutrient that you need. And nature is intelligent by design, okay? That B12 doesn't come by itself. It comes with all these other enzymes, comes with all these other fats and proteins so that you can absorb that B12. It is in a bioavailable form. But these companies make a synthetic version of it, and it's absent from all those other enzymes and things that you need to digest and absorb it. So therefore, waste of money. You basically flush all your money down the trash. And oh, you think you're so disciplined. Here's me waking up at 6 a.m., taking 50 different vitamin pills, and you're being stupid, okay? I understand that you think you're being disciplined and committed to your health, but you're not doing what your body needs you to do to truly be healthy. You're doing a little fake version of it that people, some influencers online, convinced you was the thing to do. Can you make a vid on just fun facts about yourself? I'd love to get to know you as a creator more. That is so sweet, Jordan. Thank you so much. Of course, I can do some fun facts about myself. Okay, I'm a lefty. I love to paint. It is my therapy. Here's some of my paintings and artwork that I've done here's the thing. So I love painting faces, especially models I aspire to look like. And I noticed that when I was a fatso, and I was not a fatso, but just a little, not at my peak, I would draw these models that I aspired to look like. And I noticed that with each drawing with each passionate painting, I would pour my energy, my soul into these paintings. And with each one, I would get closer and closer to these people that I idolized for their beauty. Pretty crazy. What else? Oh, I have a pet hamster. Isn't he so cute? His name's Marshmallow. Look at my little hamster. When I'm like walking on my treadmill, I like to put his cage next to my treadmill because he likes to like run on his wheel. So it's like motivating, If Marshmallow's grinding, I should be grinding. He's getting old now. He's like 2.5, and their lifespan is like 2. So I give him pieces of steak sometimes because they eat protein, they eat like worms and stuff, so steak is also. I'm majoring in nutrition science and computer science. They have nothing to do with each other, but I became like hyper fixated on the nutrition thing, and so I was like, wait, if I'm, influencing people on this topic, might as well get the degree, even though the degree is completely useless because the stuff they're teaching me is insane. My teacher is vegan. She recommends, a couple tablespoons of oil. Well, it's not that but the curriculum, the brainwashed fake curriculum where they don't really want you to heal, they just want you to learn the brainwashed version of things, so you don't really know how to, heal people. Lean meats only, stay away from saturated fat, even though your brain is literally 60% saturated fat and 50% of every cell in your body is cholesterol, which is fat. But stay away from fat, just stay away. No, you don't eat fat. Yeah, like, you guys should see me in class, especially my nutrition classes where they're like talking about foods that are bad and good, and then I have to write essays about how good plants are for you, and oh my gosh, I don't even want to get in there. I have a 500-page book that I highly recommend you check out because I poured my heart and soul into this book. It's huge because I wanted it to be like a school textbook, obviously about diet, but about exercise as well and scientific things you should know about. Really proud of it. Last fun fact is that I have like 3 shows that I've basically only ever seen, besides like maybe a couple other ones, but these 3 shows are my comfort shows, and I always have them playing in the background all the time. These 3 specifically, and that is Gilmore Girls, Bob's Burgers, which is a cartoon, and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on Deck specifically. I don't know, it's just, they feel very nostalgic to me. I just always have them in the background, like music or whatever. I just like doing things while they're in the background, so those are some fun facts. Is there any science to prove the carnivore diet is the best diet? I have an entire chapter about it in my book, which is why I recommend you highly recommend you invest in something where, like, the more you read about it, the more passionate you are about it. This is why on your weight loss journey, carnivore journey, whatever journey you're on, listen to people that talk about its benefits, how good it is for you, so that you're getting educated on it and you get excited about all the benefits that you're going to experience because of it. Okay, don't listen to music, don't listen to your stupid friends that are inviting you out to Dunkin' Donut. Listen to inspirational people that know what they're doing. So let's look at the chapter in my book where I talk about some of the most convincing points that we are carnivores. I don't know if you can see it. Maasai and Kikuyu, okay? 2 African tribes, genetically basically identical, okay? They live in the same region, except one adapted to being more plant-based, the other adapted to being more carnivore. Basically purely carnivore. The plant-based tribe, they were eating, all natural, organic, non-GMO foods that they were growing themselves, agriculture. They are 5 feet shorter on average, 20 less pounds of muscle, smaller brains, more dental problems, and had a lot of diseases and deficiencies, whereas the other had perfect straight teeth, tall, big, beautiful bone structure, and they're like neighbor tribes, okay? So genetically they're similar, so that just goes to show you. And then another example is countries that consume more animal products have taller men. Countries that rely on agriculture have shorter people. So if you think about a couple maybe Asian or Latin American countries that eat lots of rice, eat lots of corn, things like that, they tend to be shorter. And then Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and then South Sudan, they consume a lot of dairy and a lot of animal products, so they're huge.
Do you know why the people of Netherlands are so tall?
I think it has something to do with the food.
Something to do with the food, must be.
Probably food. I think nutrition.
Probably because of the nutrition, or because of the milk.
Yeah, I think nutrition as well. This is the most common theory. You see, Dutch people consume a lot of dairy products. Cheese and milk are consumed much more frequently here than anywhere else in the world. And as these products contain a lot of calcium, protein, and growth hormones, it's believed that this is what has caused the extreme growth spurt of these individuals.
In fact, their life evolves around them. Wherever the cows go, they follow and set up camp. And while some of the youngers flex their muscles at me, they told me something I couldn't wrap my head around.
They are drinking only milk, no food.
They're drinking only milk?
Milk only.
They don't eat food?
They don't eat food. They will eat food when they go to the village.
So how long do they have without food?
1 year is okay.
They-
1 year without food.
They don't eat food for a year,
Yeah, for a year.
and they just drink milk.
Yeah, milk only.
What?
Milk only.
And so there's a phenomena where a lot of families that come from maybe third world countries where they didn't have the best access to food. For example, with Koreans, sometimes the father will be 5'7", mother will be 5'2". They move to America, have a kid. That kid has access to really good steaks and hamburgers, and they're getting enough amount of meat to allow them to be 6'1" or past 6 whatever, even though their parents are short. So it's not your genetics that's making you short. It is quite literally your diet, okay? Your height is just a reflection of how well you were fed, in the womb, and how well your parents ate. So if you eat well enough, young enough, you will outpass these genetics, which is why my community is called the epigenetic upgrade, so above your genetics. Another point as to why we are carnivores, you've probably seen this, but our stomach acid is around the acidity of a vulture, so it's more acidic than a lion's, okay? Weston A. Price, and he was a dentist. He went around, looked at people's diets, and obviously he noticed the people that he did studies on that had more meat had straighter teeth, and the people that were more plant-based had crooked teeth. Another reason that we are carnivores is because after agriculture, our brains and skulls shrunk, okay? Whenever something shrinks, it's because it's not getting adequate nutrition. So when the skull is big and thick and dense, it has big, beautiful cheekbones, big, beautiful jaw, straight teeth, it's pre-agriculture, aka pre-farming, aka before we started eating so much plants for no reason. And then last point is nitrogen isotope testing. Basically, any human remains anywhere on Earth has very high nitrogen levels, meaning when you look at the bones of the remains of any kind of animal, you can see its diet, right? The bones reflect the diet. And with human remains around anywhere in the world, you will see that we were hyper carnivores. We ate every single animal. Our nitrogen isotopes were higher than other carnivorous animals, so we are apex predators, yet you're eating a kale salad and a protein bar and a overnight oatmeal and a little stupid little cake recipe and muffins when we are apex predators, and that is why we are the way we are, okay? But as each generation goes on, we become shorter, uglier, and more stupid, have more problems, we need more Botox, more filler. Just stop eating the crap. So yeah, highly recommend you buy this as a read, and you spend your free time reading this and getting excited about how amazing you will look and feel as a carnivore. Okay, time for some stupid hate comments. It's just a fad diet, you'll quit in a month. So if by fad, you mean the original human diet that we have evolved on for hundreds of thousands of years, the diet that reversed my cravings, got rid of my acne, made my periods regular, made me the healthiest, happiest version of myself. If you're talking about that fad diet, then yeah, I'm guilty, and fad by definition means new, okay, recent. You think your kale salad that was human cultivated, man-made 50 years ago is recent. You think that GMO orange and the oatmeal that we just started cultivating is not a fad diet, but the proper human diet is. Don't be stupid. Meanwhile, you're probably on your 5th diet of the year. You're setting yourself a new goal, new week, new weight loss goal, and that much fat will clog your arteries. What the heck do you know about clogged arteries? Here is the thing. Let's think about fat. So fat is slippery and it's lubricant, right? Sugar is sticky, okay? Carbs and sugar, they turn into sticky molecules in your body, whereas fat is smooth and lubricant. Which one is more likely to clog arteries? So you eat the crap, you eat the burger, right? The meat gets blamed, but you eat the burger with the bun, the fries, the Coke on the side. All that carb, all that starch causes the sticky plaque residue in your arteries, okay? Your body creates cholesterol, and it sends cholesterol to the damaged, clogged areas to get rid of that stickiness, to get rid of it. You go to your stupid brainwashed doctor, hey doc, I'm not feeling great. He goes, oh, your arteries are clogged, you have high cholesterol, let's get you on cholesterol-lowering medication. So the healing cholesterol that your body is creating to save you of this sticky plaque, because you eat so much sugary, starchy, man-made crap, you are now trying to lower. So does that make any sense to you? Just think about it logically. Why on earth would fat, the thing that we are made of, the thing that we need to be alive, the thing that our brain runs on, how on earth will that clog your arteries? Unless we're talking about seed oils and sticky, starchy stuff that actually clogs your arteries, smooth fat does not do that. You're going to get scurvy without fruits and veggies. Okay. I also talk about this in my book, of course. So it's in chapter 5. Look at the picture of the pirates. The reason that you think you're going to get scurvy from not eating enough veggies or fruit is because back in the day, pirates that were setting a sail, okay, they would eat dehydrated meat, beef jerky, and crackers, okay? The meat was dehydrated, aka all of the juices, all of those water-soluble vitamins and minerals, gone, okay? On top of that, they were eating a lot of carbs from the crackers. So here's the thing. Meat contains vitamin C. You only need a small amount of it. You don't need that much of it. But when you eat a carb-heavy diet, now your body, the transporter that transports vitamin C and transports glucose, they have the same transporter. And your body prioritizes glucose because you're not supposed to have that much in any of your system. So you're supposed to have trace amounts of it. Your body gets it, does its thing, transports it, then it gets to vitamin C. But when there's so much of it, it only prioritizes the glucose and forgets about vitamin C. So the little bit that you're getting from the meat isn't enough anymore. Now you need to, supplement it. And if you try to eat oranges and these veggies that have vitamin C, first of all, the soil nowadays is so depleted that vitamin C isn't even in there anymore. Second of all, a raw steak especially has all the vitamin C, all the B vitamins, every single vitamin that you need, because the juice of that steak is where all those nutrients lie in. So if you're comparing beef jerky, it's like comparing a raisin to a grape. Obviously, the grape has more volume. So do you see how this stupid, outdated myth that came from literal pirates, like folktale, is something that everyone believes, everyone repeats and parrots this? You're gonna get scurvy, you're gonna get vitamin C deficiency. How do you know that? Well, just because pirates got it back in the day and you just assume that that's fact? Ridiculous. Like, do your research. Ridiculous. Another one that is so silly. Meat rots in your stomach for days. Let's use our brains for a second. Think about when you eat a burrito, when you eat a lot of beans, when you eat a lot of veggies and greens, okay? You are more likely to do what? Fart, okay? You're gonna pass gas, okay? Those foods make you pass gas. Now, what causes you to pass gas when you eat certain foods? When that food sits in your colon and ferments, okay? Fermentation equals gas. This is why when you open up a pickle jar or sauerkraut, because it's a fermented food, there's a buildup of gas in there, so it causes that air, right? So when you eat these plant materials that your body cannot absorb or digest, it sits in your colon, which is why you have smelly bowel movements and smelly passes of wind. Now let's think about meat and animal products. Because they're so bioavailable and so easy for your body to digest, especially raw ones, okay? Especially raw animal products. They are so easy for your body to digest. I told you about this in the cooked why you shouldn't cook your meat video, but basically, science experiment, a guy took a frog, put it in a stomach acid-like solution. One was a cooked frog, one was a raw frog. The raw frog dissolved in the stomach acid solution pretty quick, while the cooked frog stayed there for a while, okay? So that is why, especially when you do raw carnivore, that food is absorbed so easily, which is why you have less bowel movements and you don't smell and you don't have these nasty foul smells. Any kind of bad body odor smell that you have is not normal, okay? It is a buildup of bacteria. When you eat a lot of sugar, it produces yeast. That is why your BO smells, you have weird body smells, your bowel movements smell, because you're eating toxic foods. On this diet, you smell like an angel. You don't have a body odor because you're clean. There's no bacteria that's working overtime and being overproduced and causing the smell. Okay, smell comes from overgrown bacteria, basically. So yeah, I think the plant material that is sitting in your colon because you can't digest that stupid piece of broccoli you ate, that is more likely to rot in your colon than meat. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. Also, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Isn't that so YouTuber? Give me a like. Let me know what video ideas you'd like next. I'm planning on doing a vlog next because I know a lot of you suggested that. So stay tuned for a little vlog. When I was, getting started with like fitness and I had this physique that I wanted to aspire to and get in shape and whatever, I would watch vlogs of like models and fit people and like their day-to-day life and how good the clothes looked on them, and just like seeing someone else's physique that looks so good and like how fun their life is because they look so good is very fun to watch. So I can't wait to do that for you guys too. Also, I want to share with you a couple of results that we've had in the community. Like, these girls and guys are killing it so good. I just want to share with you like a couple of the before and afters we've had, the amount of inflammation loss, the amount of fat loss, the amount of inches gone from your waist, the simplicity of the diet. And here's the thing, obviously this kind of diet is like we've forgotten what the proper human diet looks like, so to us it's pretty taboo, pretty, weird or out there, because, rice cakes are so much more normal than a steak. How crazy is that? So just having that group of individuals that are on the same diet as you, they're sharing their meals every day with you. I call you every single Sunday and give you a new presentation on something to get you more excited about this way of living, more excited about this diet. I highly recommend you guys join. You can share your transformation with us. I love seeing them. It is my purpose here on earth to make you all beautiful and healthy and make sure you all live up to 120 and have beautiful families with strong, healthy kids, because you guys eat so healthy and you just look, guys, this is so much beyond weight loss. Your quality of life is better, okay? Your quality of friends, your quality of life, you look at life through rose-colored glasses when you love the way you look, when your physique looks amazing, when your face looks amazing, your skin looks amazing. It is just the best feeling on earth, and I want to give that feeling to you all. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.